Hey there, Vibe Tribe. Welcome back for another vlog. In this vlog, we're going to talk about feelings and why they're so important. So, for me, as an emotional eater, the thing that I avoided the most in life was feeling. And I would buffer out with food or numb out by watching TV. I just was afraid of the discomfort that certain feelings would bring. So when I finally figured out how to allow and how to process emotions and was not afraid of any feeling, so much freedom and power that I gained. So that's why it's so important for us to talk about feelings, and especially for those that are emotional eaters. Now, another thing that is important to point out is that in the model, as I talk about all the time, it's our thoughts that create our feelings, and then our feelings that create our actions. So the feeling is the closest to the action. So it's getting in a certain feeling that coming from that feeling is going to fuel the action. So it's really important to understand the connection of how to change your thoughts intentionally and deliberately to create a feeling that's going to be in alignment with the action you want to take. So let's talk first about how to process emotions. Now, for the most part, a lot of you guys are used to avoiding a feeling. So, for example, a feeling comes up. We'll use the analogy of like the feeling knocks on a door and you hear the knock and you just ignore it, or you avoid it by overeating. But there are a few other ways for you to handle emotions. One of them would be for you to, the feeling knocks on the door and you open it up wide up and you let it in. And that's the kind of feelings that I want to talk about, the kind of actions is letting it in, how to allow a feeling. So the very first step is your willingness to describe it and allow it in. So for instance, the feeling that I felt the most when overeating was restlessness or boredom. So I'd start feeling restless. And when I first started learning how to process the feeling of a restless, I would have to describe how does it feel in your body? Because a lot of us aren't even able to articulate where we're feeling it or even how it feels. So the very first step is just getting aware, feeling it in our body, being able to describe it. So when I feel restless, I kind of feel it in my chest a little bit, like I get a little bit squirmy. It's kind of like this anxious energy that just kind of feels all around. So that's how I would describe it. Like I said, it's usually in my body. And then the second part, or the third part after identifying it, describing it, is then allowing it. So to breathe it in, to allow it. And the funny thing is that when you actually allow a emotion to come in, it dissipates within a short period of time. So once you realize how to feel it, and then it goes away. Now, the thing is that suffering is always optional when it comes to our feelings. And a lot of the reasons why we resist our feelings is because of the fear of how it's going to make us feel. But it actually, in that resistance, so think about once again the door analogy, where the feeling comes knocking on your door and you're on the other side, like holding the door shut and resisting it. It's like you're feeling it. And so that thing, whatever you resist, persists. So you're continuing to have that feeling. So resisting is the thing you don't want to do. The allowing is what it is. And your willingness to process emotions will literally set you free. And that is how it's so important to the weight loss program, to how I teach it, is allowing it so that you're not scared of it. And when you have the confidence to be able to handle any emotion that comes your way and you know that you can feel it and it's not going to kill you, that is when freedom really comes in. Now, once again, tying these feelings back to high vibe living, feelings, emotions, vibrations, all the same things. Going back to that emotional scale, this is the key right here, is learning how to, let's say you're down here and you're in anger and you're really angry because you want to eat a piece of pizza, but you can't. And so your ability to feel that anger, process it, allow it to come in, and then the advanced thing is understanding that you can change a new thought to bring you higher up the ladder. So maybe you go from anger to contentment, and then contentment to happiness. So that's ability to raise your vibrations and change your feelings based on your thinking, because as you know, your thoughts create your feelings. So also with this feeling things, it's with the law of attraction and manifesting. The law of attraction cares about how you feel, not about what you're thinking. And it's in that level of being at the same vibration of what you want does it come in. So that's why another reason why it's so important to really understand how to allow your emotions, to process your emotions, to get control over it, and then intentionally change it. So if you have been, avoiding your emotions for a really long time and have been an emotional eater for a long time, this is going to feel very different. But I promise you, this one skill of learning how to feel your emotions and then not being afraid of any emotions gives you confidence and freedom and will result in weight loss.